Right, Mark, tell us, why is it so important nowadays in a restraint programme that people should be made aware of things like autism and ADHD?
People need to be aware of it because it's the sensory factor of it. It's estimated within the UK and Ireland that 1 in every 100 people are affected by autism. So there's so many people have slipped through even the net that you may not be aware of, that have autism. If you do your autism awareness training along with the NFPS, then it's something that you'll pick up in the characteristics, and it'll be something you'll be able to identify quite quickly.
And what type of examples could you give us of people with autism that could be misinterpreted by someone who may be having to communicate with them or end up restraining them?
Well, 6-second rule, for example, if you ask someone or give someone a command for even to move somewhere, to go to the room, etc., or move from a location that you might be working in, what happens with a person a lot of times with autism is they receive the information that you've given them, and then they have to decipher it, and that can take up to 6 seconds. A lot of people within the industry, if they're using any form of restraint, think that the person isn't being compliant with them, because after 6 seconds it's taken that length of time to respond. So they're going straight in, putting on a restraint technique, and the person's kicking off, and they think they've just been violent, whereas they're trying to work out exactly what you've told them and what you've said to them.
And once a restraint has happened and someone's got autism, how do they react to the touch, or when someone actually physically restrains them? How would they, what's the range of reactions you can get from an autistic person?
There's different ranges of reactions. Some people, because of the sensory need, they may have a decreased element of pain, so you could be putting on a restraint technique or putting on a pain compliance, and they may not be feeling it. The other thing is they have a sensory issue where they're touched, they hate being touched, so they can't actually manage if someone touches them at all. And another aspect of that is some people with autism have a sensory thing where they need to touch someone, where they'll be grabbing a hold of your wrist, where they'll be grabbing, and it looks quite aggressive to the people that aren't aware of the spectrum.
And are there many people out there that have probably got autism that have either not been diagnosed or been misdiagnosed? Yeah,
there's loads and loads of people. Once you're aware of the training, you'll pick up on the traits of it very, very quickly, and this can help. It helped quite recently when we gave this training to the NFPS. There's one of the delegates come back to me a few months later when I was in a refresher course, and he said to me that, Mark, he said that training was absolutely fantastic because he didn't react. There was a guy come up to him, he was working on a security aspect, and he thought the guy wasn't being compliant. There was no facial expression from this gentleman when he was asked to do something, and he thought he was going to have to send for his colleagues, and then he became aware, because of the training, because of the awareness, that the guy had autism.
So as part of a holistic conflict management or restraint reduction package where we're looking to minimise restraint, it would be sort of pretty good to have some autism training in there, because it makes you more aware of other aspects of communication skills, surely?
Yes, I think it's essential training, and it's training that everyone should have, and that's why we've introduced it into the NFPS as part of the package.